Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What Do You Say? I'm your host, Frank Termini. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, and turn on any notifications so we can update you on any new content. And today, I am here with Joe Strauss, fellow physical therapist. This should be a fun conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and a fellow, also a former collegiate football player at Northwest Missouri State University.
You got it. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, I
Thanks for your
appreciate you
time.
being on. So, how old are you, Joe?
I turned 29 a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you're super young. So you graduated from Rocks probably about 3 years ago, probably 2022?
From physical therapy school?
Yeah.
Yeah, May of 22.
Yeah, May of 22.
Got it.
Okay. And then, so I graduated in May of 05 from Rockhurst.
Okay.
So is Brian McKiernan still the director over there?
He had stepped away and then it came back. So there's been a lot of some faculty turnover, and he's like the interim president over the program right now.
I've always thought Brian he was a director, but he also taught us neuroscience, and I just thought that dude was brilliant.
Yeah. He's engaging. He does like the voices and stuff too. So
he's really
he keeps you engaged for sure.
There was another guy there named Jim Dromberger who was brilliant. Ellen Spake, Gene Hebert.
Gene. I caught Gene just the tail end of her last year. She was great.
Yeah. Amy Foley. I can't say enough.
Totally. Yeah.
Things.
Amy was there briefly too.
Yeah.
That was right around COVID, so
yeah.
Everything got a little funky then.
Yeah, it was. I had a great experience. I'm incredibly biased as far as like if you're going to go to PT school. For me, Rockhurst is the one.
I mean, that says something. The testament to having the same names, being 15 plus years apart. So I mean, if they were there that long, just being tenured, I think that speaks to the culture and the willingness to stay there and dive in with the students.
I was actually even kind of biased. Like if I had God darn it, I can't think of someone who was applying for a job that was a Rockhurst grad. I was in.
Totally.
I was in. 100%.
Yeah, the namesake held some weight, which is what I felt when I was looking for schools. Like, definitely heard nothing but good things about Rockhurst and their program. And
because I had some other PTs from some other schools, and I'm not going to mention any names of the schools, but I'm like, what the hell? Did you skip school that day?
Right.
What is going on here? So
no doubt.
Anyway, so were you born and raised?
Raytown. So here in Kansas City.
You go to Raytown?
Yeah, I grew up in Raytown, went through Raytown school districts all the way through. So finished up Raytown High School at 2015.
And then
went on to Northwest.
And played what position?
They recruited me at safety, and then I kind of bounced between safety and receiver, kind of going back and forth. So I did my 4 years there, so your first year, like your red shirt. But I already knew that PT was the thing. And especially with how my football career was going, I went just right into PT school.
So you knew going into undergrad you wanted to be a PT?
I knew like in high school. Yeah.
Tell me why.
I think that's just a God thing, the reality of it. I didn't have any crazy experience or injury or these sort of things that really pushed me there. I just think God kind of put that on my heart, and I just kind of stayed the course the whole way, which is rare to kind of stick with the same thing and go from there. So, I just kind of stuck with it.
So God put it on your heart, you say?
That's only most PTs you talk to is like, hey, I had this injury. I was in rehab for 6 months. And then like just talking to their PT, it kind of stuck with them. I don't feel like I ever had that. I knew I liked the medical, I liked the sports thing. And I think I just said, this is cool. So at the time, it didn't feel faith-based like that. But when I look back on it, I'm like, I don't know where that came from. It didn't come from me.
No, I just like hearing
it just got placed on me somehow, and I just kind of stuck with it. So
yeah.
And when you're kind of wheeling and dealing, doing your thing, I think just like some of the God-given gifts are able to be expressed better, like where I'm posted.
Well, I always like hearing a science-minded person discuss faith-based decisions.
Yeah.
A lot of times you don't see that a whole lot.
Yeah, it's very much black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Right.
So,
right.
I didn't have anything crazy happen. It was just like, I kind of just stuck with it and saw it all the way through.
Uh-huh.
A lot of guys like in my class played their 5 years there. But again, my playing career wasn't fruitful in any way, so I just went right into PT school. Thankfully got in. You meet a lot of people that have a gap year for whatever reason to beef up their resume.
What was your undergrad in?
It was biology, psychology.
Biology, psychology.
And it hit most of the prereqs besides physics 2, I think.
So here, I was biology, chemistry.
For sure.
And I was talking to Mitch Thompson, who's a nutritionist, and he asked me the question, you know, the one thing that I learned, and I said, you know, one of the main things that I missed in my 20 years of treating people is what they're eating.
Sure. Totally.
That's one thing that I 100%
No doubt.
never dove into, but there's this huge biopsychosocial component to chronic pain that I
Absolutely.
also dismissed.
Sure.
And so when
especially when you came out of school, for sure.
100%.
It's like pathoanatomical, just like
that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And there's this huge component that I just, not only did I look over, but when I saw in their past medical histories of anxiety and depression, I'd be like, fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
it was a burden instead of an opportunity.
right. It was a burden, and shame on me.
Yeah, right.
You know, but you don't know what you don't know, number one, but you have to ask yourself now, what is causing what?
Absolutely, man. 100%.
You know, are we having chronic pain that's leading to depression and anxiety, or
Right.
is the depression and anxiety leading to chronic pain?
Sure.
Because if the depression and anxiety is leading to chronic pain, don't see them.
No doubt. No doubt.
And you have to figure that out, or you're going to waste their time, their
Right.
money, your
Totally.
time. Well, you won't waste your time. You'll still get paid,
Sure.
but you don't want to get paid that way.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so, you know, shame on me for not. And now I'm just now starting to tap into that.
No doubt. For sure. So when you
Yeah.
came out, was it still bachelor's or master's degree for that on that side?
I was the class of 2005. We were masters. The class of
Class masters.
2007 was the transitional DPT class.
2007?
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice to know. I didn't know that distinctly.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back in the hallway to find your picture.
Yeah.
In the hallway there.
2007 was the class. Was the DPT class. Now,
Okay.
I had the option of getting,
The transitional.
but Jim Dromberger's like, why?
Seriously. 100%.
He said, why? Are they going to pay you more money to do it?
No.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, you're going to learn to be a physical therapist by going and being
With the
a
reps.
physical therapist.
Doing the thing.
It's not any different.
Yeah.
He
I'm
said-
almost jealous that you could keep it as a bachelor or master's, like without doing the doctorate transition, because I don't think, like you said, the ROI on those extra things, it
Well,
doesn't.
here, at the end of the day, the ROI on being a physical therapist is not good.
No, it's tough. It's tough for sure.
You know, I had employees that worked for me that the government was like, you can't pay these student loans back.
Mm-hmm.
Because here, you're paying them, you know, 80, 90 grand sometimes, which nowadays isn't a lot of money. And they're coming out of school with
A
$150,000
lot of
in
debt,
debt.
for sure. Yeah, the ROI is tough. You know, someone has to be in the right either financial situation from their family,
Right.
or they get something done in state. You know, like KU, if you get in state, it's not too bad compared
Right.
to like Creighton.
Rockers.
It's 150. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rockers, where KU can maybe come 60 or 70.
Yeah.
I think that's like part of the education piece. Like, if you want to push the profession forward, you got to be transparent with students. Like, man, it might be worth the gap year if you can get somewhere cheaper, you know, in the long run.
Right.
Like, if you don't get to the school that's the cheapest or most financially stable for you, maybe take the gap year that you can still go that route.
Yeah.
Or there's a lot of hybrid programs now too.
What's laughable is the reimbursement is it's a
It's
joke.
atrocious. Yeah,
It's a joke.
totally.
Here, you work for a private practice?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you right now, he or she, whoever owns it, is probably struggling to get $85 a visit.
Well, lucky for us, we're out of network, so we're all cash pay.
That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. It allows a lot of freedom for sure.
He takes only. Is it he or she?
It's he,
Who's the owner?
Matthew Sullivan. Yeah.
Matt Sullivan.
Matt
How
Sullivan.
do I know that name? How do I know the name Matt Sullivan? Did Matt Sullivan go to Excelsior Springs? Is he my age?
No, he's 36. He's a
He's
Wichita
younger.
guy.
There was a Matt Sullivan that went to Excelsior Springs, was a quarterback,
Okay.
won a state championship. Anyway,
That's not my guy, Matt. No.
Okay. so he does all cash. Where are you guys at?
So we're at 95th and Knoll.
So you're in a
95th
good
and-
demographic.
Good demographic. Totally.
How many patients do you see a day?
The ideal full caseload is somewhere in between, call it 25 and 30 people a week. That would be like a really, really solid schedule.
25 and 30 people a week.
A week, yeah.
How long do you see them?
Always an hour. Yeah, six
So
a day, 5 or 6 a day is really solid. Yeah. It's different. We can really get into that if you haven't been around in the industry How long are you?
So
still,
here, when
are you still practicing, or when did you stop treating?
No, I don't practice anymore. So I had my business. We had 4 brick and mortars.
Oh,
we had,
really?
We had one in Independence, one off Main Street in downtown, one in Liberty, one in Gladstone, Missouri. Sold them
What was
to
the
Select
practice?
Physical Therapy.
What was the
Core Physical Therapy.
Core physical therapy.
Yeah. Now
when did you sell?
I sold it. I sold in 2021, June of 21, to Select Physical Therapy.
How long did you own?
12 years.
Wow, that's radical.
Yeah.
Congrats for 10 years. I mean, again, like the more I get into small business, the more I realize how significant that is.
Fucking brutal.
Yeah, I bet.
It's brutal.
So why'd you sell?
Money.
Totally. Because you were taking all insurance?
I was taking all insurance. I was here. United Healthcare pay you $50 a visit.
Yeah. I can't do it.
Yeah. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah. Or I got to see 3 people at once.
And you don't want to do that.
No, you burn your people out.
Yeah. So my average reimbursement was right around $79 to $81 a visit.
Sure.
And Select comes in, and what's criminal to me, and I won't say what they get per visit because I'm not allowed to, but what's criminal to me is that they make more money. I don't care how much more it is, but why are they able to go to insurance companies
and negotiate at the table?
And the private practice guy can't do it.
They just got the leverage, man. When they get as big as those people, it's got to be. I don't know.
And so it's like I told my wife, I'm like, I honestly, what I have to do is I have to open up 4 more locations, have 8 locations, have all these employees, and you know what? I don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah. It's too big a hill to climb.
I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't know how to motivate someone if money isn't a factor.
Yeah. At some point, the novelty wears off.
Right. And so, like, they're like, some of my employees would get upset with me because they would say, well, you're just about the money. And I'd say, okay, well, then why don't you just work for free?
Right. At the end of the day, money is the pipeline, the lifeline of the business. At the lowest X's and O's standpoint.
You have to.
Yeah.
Here, my next question is, do you want to be making the same amount of money you're making right now in 5 years?
Right.
No, you don't. Okay, so then I have to make more money to pay you more money.
Totally.
And healthcare providers get real sketchy and nervous when you start talking about money.
Sure.
And I'm like, hey guys, money is incredibly healthy to talk about. Number one, you don't want to make it your aim, but
we got to talk about it.
If quality and money is directly proportional.
Right.
We can't make money if our quality of care sucks. So take that out of the equation. Yeah. Clearly we want to make our patients better. Have to. Yeah, they're not going to come back if we don't.
Right.
But in the process of making them better, we should also get paid what we're worth.
Absolutely.
You know, so let's have this honest, open, transparent conversation about money.
Especially when you're trying everything you can, but factors outside of your control are being leveraged on you in terms of like reimbursements. Like there's nothing you can do about that.
No.
You're completely hand-tied, despite your efforts of finding good talent, treating them well, showing hospitality to your patients. But now I'm getting paid less outside of my control.
Right. And outside of your control, changing the physician's referral pattern.
Totally. Changing the CPT, how it's coded.
Huge pain in the ass getting referrals from doctors. Sure. It is a huge pain in the ass.
All those in the Missouri side, for sure.
It's brutal.
Yeah. Way more restricted.
Yeah. Well, I think now we have direct access in Missouri.
Missouri does now.
But you got to do it first. There's still
ideally like a window that you're supposed to.
Right.
I bet most people don't operate within that. It's the gray area. But you're supposed to, it's like within 14 or X amount of visits, have some sort of context saying, hey, this is what I'm doing, and this is kind of where we're going.
Here's the deal. The people who are 100% in charge, I should say, well, I don't want to say in charge, but control you getting a referral, they don't have a fucking clue what we do.
Sure.
No idea.
Yeah, there's definitely a value gap of like how valuable it can be.
Yeah, they have no idea what we do.
Yeah, especially like in the clinics that you're talking about, it was very much a check the box to the next thing.
Yeah.
The MRI, the image, the surgery. They're like, hey, Frank, I just got to be here because I need to get this surgery. Is that cool?
A lot of times.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, and here, so you got insurance companies saying, oh, you can't go get this surgery. That a diagnostic has already confirmed
Sure.
you need,
Totally.
but you got to go to therapy. And so I'm like, here, come in once a week.
Yeah.
Come in once a week. I'm not going to see you 3 times a week for 6 weeks. It's pointless. You're not going to get any better. You need the surgery.
Sure.
It is what it is. And then a lot of times they'd come in 1 or 2 times and they'd say, I can't do this. Every single time I come in here, I'm miserable for 3 days.
Sure.
And then sometimes you can document that and they'll let them have the surgery earlier.
Totally.
But
how many clinicians did you have? How many PTs did you have?
Oh, Jesus.
Employees?
My Liberty location had 4. My Independence location had 2. That's 6. My Main Street location had 1. That's 7. My Gladstone location had 2 and a part-time.
Wow.
So about 10.
That's significant.
10. But then I had front desk girl, 4 of them. I had a girl who was in charge of all the front desk girls. And I had 1 girl that did all the billing.
I mean, I can understand why after at some point you're trying to scale, do the thing, but the hill to climb just gets too hard where it's like, I don't think I can keep this pace up. And that's why most physical therapy clinics at this point are owned by, 80% of them are owned by like 4 companies.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
The majority of them.
So what your guy is doing is brilliant.
What we're doing is a bigger brand in itself. Like it's a much bigger nationwide brand. So Onward in itself, there's like 30 to 35 locations across the country, all operating kind of under the same umbrella, the same name, the same likeness in terms of how we treat, the philosophy around it. Its origins are from a continuing education company called the Institute of Clinical Excellence, PT on Ice. So a guy, Jeff Moore, he started that company in 2012, starts teaching all these different skills. It's like that's the initial problem. Hey, I gotta give these PTs the goods. I gotta get them equipped. And then as he's going along, he's getting great feedback about the course, but they say, hey, Jeff, when I go back to the clinic, it's tough for me to do these things for X, Y, and Z. Either the culture or they don't have the equipment, whatever it is. So then the next iteration of problem solving was, okay, we got to start making badass clinics that 18 players can go be inside of and start dishing people out the goods. And that's how Onward was created in 2019 in Charlotte. So if you've ever seen like the barbell physio, Zach Long.
So here's my question. This guy, is he a franchisee?
I don't know the exact structure. I think it's kind of similar in this franchise affiliate type of model where there's some structure around like, here's some frameworks, some branding things. But in terms of what it looks like inside of your office, there's very much your own flair. In my mind, it feels like a CrossFit affiliate. That's what it feels like. Of like you operate under the name, but like what your gym feels like is very much your own in some capacity.
But my question is, so I'm assuming if you're going to use this name, you have to get your CEUs from this company.
Not necessarily the CEUs, but like there's a structure to how you become an owner of one of the Onward names, like what that looks like from a liabilities and like your pay and that sort of thing.
I'm just wondering if he has to give them a percentage of his gross.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, he does.
So he's a franchisee.
Yeah, it's kind of like that framework, right?
Yeah. But they do anything to generate business for him?
I think it's more so like the framework to get things going in terms of like the EMR is built out, websites are built out, resources in terms of like clinical stuff, sales, marketing, tools that help you get started, or when you bring on new talent, help them get started.
And so at the end of the day, you're not necessarily marketing to physicians, you're marketing to the general public.
Oh, we're marketing to people.
So you're got to use social media,
workshops, in-person stuff, you name it. Like S2 Barbecue, we go out there, hang out, talk to folks, go to your local CrossFit gym, Orange Theory, boutique style fitness. You just go in there. If there's a population that you like, if you like runners, cool, you should probably go to the running clubs. If you like CrossFitters, you should probably drop in and go throw down. And then that is a much better gateway to start kind of talking to these folks.
And so you're marketing basically your own business.
Right.
Within a business.
Right, basically, yeah.
And so you're generating, so if you're seeing 5 to 6 a day, so you're generating $2,500 to $3,000 a week, so it's $10,000 to $12,000 a month is what you would generate. Well, hold on. Hold on. No, I guess that would all depend on how much they're paying you.
So our normal session rate is $175. Okay. The initial eval and all follow-ups are all the same.
So you're actually 170. So
I've seen
for
numbers
every
where
10, you're about $4,000 a week, which is about 16,000 a month. That's pretty good.
I've seen some clinicians, depending on what they're doing, somewhere between, call it between 15 and 20. You know, that's probably where people average out in terms
Do
of
you have a deal where the more you see, the more you make?
onwards is like everything is like just doing less better, doing simple better. Pretty much everybody makes it's like 50%, 50-50. Kind of that 50-50 split. You take 50% of revenue as the provider, and onward there takes their 50%.
So then you do get more money the more you see.
Right. Yeah. It's inherently intrinsically motivated of like, if you go see more people, you fill your schedule, therefore you just get paid. There is no cap. It's just like a cap on how much time you have.
Right.
So for young clinicians who are hungry, who don't want to go the insurance route, it's like, hey, this is a opportunity to go potentially make more than you would otherwise and work less in terms of hours or people seen. But the time put in is the sacrifice.
But you're also autonomous. They probably don't tell you.
Totally.
You go, when you get there, you go.
How do you think I'm here right now, right?
Right. Yeah.
I said, I got to go do something at 1.
Right.
You know, I got to go hang out with Frank. So you have autonomy over your schedule. Totally.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
100%.
That's a
time
big
freedom.
Deal. Yeah.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless.
You can't put a. You can't.
No.
You can't.
No.
I mean, you go there 7 o'clock. See if you could see 5 patients by noon.
Yeah, I saw 4 before I came here. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Had a clinical hour with the team of we were just going over some case stuff and then pop over here.
Yeah. And then if you could see another 4 or 5.
Yeah, I got 1 at 4 and then I'm done.
Then you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So, and those things are getting more like the cash out of network is becoming more and more popular, mostly because of the landscape of the insurance stuff. Deductibles are higher, and people know that now. People know how much
insurance is higher.
They know how much it is.
Here, when I first got out of school, you would be able to get people to come in 3 times a week, no problem.
Yeah.
That was hard as hell.
Totally.
$70 copays, $80 copays. These Medicare replacement plans are fucking criminal.
Yeah.
I can't believe how they're talking people into doing this shit.
No doubt.
You know, like with these low ass premiums, I'm like, okay, great. Then some shit goes wrong,
Right.
and you're fucked.
Right. But now it's completely flipped, where it's like your deductible is $3,000 to $5,000. You're gonna pay straight up cash, regardless, right? Like the amount of pushback, maybe that you would have seen when you were practicing, is not nearly there. Like people are used to self-pay for a higher quality, a higher service for them. Because they've tried the other, like we see a lot of people who've tried other stuff.
My online training business is all cash.
Yeah, right.
And I was, I was really scared initially, but I just signed up my 25th
Totally.
client, and we just started it in April.
Yeah.
And it's all cash.
When you give them time and are listening and kind of just give them undevoted time, like that's so rare with how busy people are.
It's going to get more rare. You know why? AI.
Yeah.
AI is going to replace humans.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's really scary what it can do.
Yeah.
But if you can maintain,
Totally.
humans are wired for connection.
Absolutely.
If you can maintain that connection, it's going to be easy to outcompete all these people that are just AI.
I mean, there's online-based PT that's already out there. They ship you home like the sensors for your arms, and you follow through the thing. Like that already exists. But when somebody gets in front of you, and this is the first time you've had somebody just take an hour just to listen to you, when they're used to quick primary care visits, all the other things, which is a whole other thing.
Put their hands on it.
Yeah.
That, like, my thing was, guys, I want our hands.
No doubt.
On every
That's
single,
therapeutic.
That's here. And you know what's funny? The insurance companies know it's therapeutic. The insurance companies know that it's going to draw people back into your clinic.
So they reimburse you less.
Yeah,
manual therapy is very low on the reimbursement.
It's like $25.
Yeah.
And it's the most skilled thing we do.
Sure. Totally. Yeah, it's radical. But you'd be shocked at how many people sometimes all we do is just chat in the hour. Because again, everybody's so busy, there's so much. This is a unbothered hour that they can just let out whatever they need to let out, you know?
You play psychologist too.
Unfortunately, sometimes it's shocking what comes out.
Well, and you have to,
because there's enough trust built.
Yeah.
When you spend a couple hours with somebody, just
2-3 days a week.
Yeah, we see people like once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is, if you can tap into some of that stuff that they're dealing with, you could potentially find out that it's not necessarily orthopedic driven.
No doubt.
Pain,
No doubt.
but you could still treat them by showing them things that they can do to relax.
Sure. Totally.
And alleviate tension. You ever heard of Joe Hippensteel?
Uh-huh.
I think the dude's brilliant.
Okay.
I do. Because I
On
think,
Instagram? He's a personal trainer, is that right?
well, I don't know what he is, but he developed a protocol for chronic back pain that is all geared to alleviating tension.
Sure.
And I think there's a place for what he does.
Sure.
100%.
Totally.
And it's helped me tremendously as someone who's got back pain. So because here I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast. It was Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo. And they were talking about this Joe Hippensteel. Eddie Bravo used him because he wasn't able to do jiu-jitsu. He wasn't able to do all these different things because his back started hurting. And so I Googled this Joe Hippensteel. And I sent him an email. I'm like, look, here's the deal. I've had L4-5 microdiscectomy, countless epidurals, radiofrequency ablations, blah, 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 blah. Still have these horrible exacerbations in back pain. Well, he called me.
Really?
He called me, and I'm like, because I told him I was a PT, blah, blah, blah. He calls me up, and he's like, I'm telling you, this program, it will help you.
Yeah.
Okay? And so I'm like, what do I got to lose?
Right, at this point, right? I've tried everything.
I've tried everything. I go through my deductible every single year. I meet my out-of-pocket max every single year, $5,000 a year. Why am I not going to spend $1,200 and potentially strike gold? And sure enough, I'm telling you what, the whole entire purpose of what he's doing is decreasing tension and increasing circulation. And so I have to show you.
Yeah.
But I started doing these things, and I swear to you, I have not had any exacerbation. And when I do have an exacerbation, instead of it lasting 10 days, it lasts 12 hours.
Sure. Totally.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, it's a real big deal, but it could be something that you'd want to incorporate into your treatment.
I mean, I think it speaks to what you said earlier about like these other factors of health that I need to keep on the radar: stress management, sleep, nutrition.
And I got into the blinders of science. I don't want to say science only, because a lot of what you're saying is backed by science.
Sure.
You just got to dig further to find it, because it's not medicine,
Right,
which is ultimately what, like, we're unhealthy by design.
Sure.
This country, diabetic medications in the billions, cholesterol medication, which now we're finding out. Did you read that most recent study? They did 253 people and found that coronary artery plaquing and stenosis was more tied to high A1C, high post-meal insulin, and high fasting glucose. Those people are the ones that had the coronary artery plaquing and stenosis. It wasn't LDL.
Right.
And if you look at the people who have heart disease, they also have high propensity of diabetes.
Totally.
Italians, Mexicans, African Americans.
Yeah, no doubt.
All of them have high propensity to diabetes, and they all have heart disease.
Yeah.
So are we looking at the wrong biomarker?
Totally. Right. Are we aiming and trying to get after the right thing?
Yeah. Because there was that other doctor that came out. It's like, hey, you don't die from you don't die from too much cholesterol. You die from not enough.
Sure.
Is really what he was saying.
Right. I mean, all of health wellness is a tough landscape right now because it's so saturated. People are seeing the business opportunities in health and wellness, that people are now trying to spend more money, more dollars there. That's why there's so many contrast therapy studios opening up. There's a gajillion supplements, peptides, nutrition. There's a gym. People are opening up gyms all over the place. And I would imagine it's tough as a consumer. Like, where do I fit in all this lane?
Well, and the real problem is, from the consumer standpoint, is because here, Mitch Thompson asked me, he goes, what do you really think about statins? And I said, there's a lot of very, very smart people who have taken the exact same empirical data and came up with opposite conclusions. And so I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
What I do know is my cardiologist took me off my statin.
Sure.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know she's not buying into that at all. And so I can tell you N equals 1,
Yeah.
But I could show you 10 other doctors that I think are very, very smart
Right.
that would say statins have saved more lives than any drugs out there.
Sure.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't. I know that Big Pharma ain't afraid to lie to you.
No doubt.
I know that Big Pharma 100% made this country addicted to opioids and made billions on it in 5 years. I know they did that. So I know they don't have our best interest in mind.
Sure. There's other agendas potentially on the table.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they find a way that they can make a buck, they're going to do it.
Sure.
So I think anytime you can treat something without taking a pill, you should do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, both in this continuing education company, ICE, and Onward, that are very much intertwined, like a main pillar is this fitness forward approach idea of the strongest lever we can pull is some sort of physical activity exercise. And there's probably no one more uniquely positioned than physical therapists to try to help encourage that behavior change, because you spend so much time with people.
Here, so you have to change people's perspective. Like, one of the mottos that I have for my online training business is we want to change the way you think, the way you look, and the way you feel. And I said it, I got it mixed up. We have to change the way you think.
Yeah.
But we have to change the way you feel before we change the way you look.
Sure.
The way you look is actually the worst. That's the least thing that I'm worried about.
Totally.
But in this online space, there's no barriers to entry, right? You can have a good looking physique, not know dick about training, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
For sure.
And not know a fucking thing. You just got a six pack. And maybe God just gave you that shit.
There's a lot of pretty people making a lot of money on it.
Yeah. Okay. And so when you, I don't give a shit about how you look. That'll just come because the way you think and the way you feel is going to make you make the decisions that are going to ultimately change the way you look.
No doubt.
But because there's a lot of people out there look great and they're unhealthy as fuck.
Sure. Genetics, all those sort of things.
Or they're unhealthy.
Yeah.
They don't feel good mentally. They don't feel good physically. They just got this physique that God gave them.
Yeah. No doubt.
And you're taking advice.
Right. And you're paying them, right?
And that's why, like, I really like Impact Manager and Impact Fitness Coaching Academy, because they're like, look, you got to have relationships over wins.
Yeah.
Right?
No doubt.
They teach you that.
Yeah.
And so, and they teach you to, which I've already known, but if you're taking someone who's into fitness that doesn't have a whole background like you and I have, they're telling, I like the culture and what they're teaching you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's the same for your physical therapist. Like, if you can tell your PT isn't doing the thing, there's inherent bias to, man, this person is preaching at me to change my behavior, but I can tell that they don't do that for themselves.
Look, I told my wife when I started the exact same program that I'm telling people to do, I told her, I said, I'm a physical therapist. I'm a strength and conditioning coach.
Right.
I said, I work out every single day and I look like shit. I turned around and I'm like, that is not the physique of a guy that goes to the gym 7 days a week.
Sure.
It's not. That is the physique of a guy that is sedentary, sitting behind a desk all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I said, and I already knew that 90% of the way I looked was going to happen in the kitchen, not in the weight room.
Totally.
Right? I just was too stubborn, and I kept trying to out-train a bad diet, which is probably part of the reason why I kept getting hurt.
You probably were onto something there. Yeah, right?
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so I'm like, here, I'm going to submit to this. I'm going to forget everything that I think I know, and I'm just going to let the science do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. And
sure enough, in 4 months, I went from 24% body fat to 17% body fat, and went from 200 pounds to 211 pounds.
There you go.
And my whole everything changed.
Yeah, totally. At these courses, it's cool. Weekend course, Saturday, Sunday sort of thing. And every Saturday evening, they have a group workout where you move all the tables out of the way, and every clinician there has the opportunity to do the group workout. And most people know this at this point, like that's going to happen. But then they take a picture, like a group picture at the end. And Sunday morning, on the first slide of the day, is all the other groups around the country who are taking this different courses, but like everybody's doing the workout. I'm just saying that like people follow people. There's a presence aspect of like when I just show up and I'm trying to do the thing, whether I have a ton of experience with it or not. But when I show up and ideally my clients or patients see me trying to climb the hill with them, that buy-in is going to be just so much higher and greater, right?
It's a big deal. Like here, Dr. Bruce Rippey, he's a chiropractor who I always took to, and I remember I had lunch with him one time, and he said he closes his office for 2 hours in the afternoon, and his staff all goes and works out. I go, how do you? I asked him, I said, how do you get them all to go work out? He goes, I make them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I mean, like here, you're being disciplined for them,
Totally.
but if you don't have discipline, then you'll never desire
Yeah.
or have delight in it. So you have to have the discipline first.
Yeah, totally.
Okay? And so, yeah, you're being disciplined for them initially, but once they realize, wait a second,
There's something to this thing.
I feel less stressed in the afternoon. I feel in a better mood in the afternoon.
Sure.
I'm not as foggy now in the afternoon.
Totally.
And you get all these benefits from consistent training. And then, like, once you start exercising, then you have the desire to, now let's change my diet. Why am I going to go home and eat like shit if I'm going to exercise
Totally.
and do? And it took me, well, here, there was a big portion of my life when I was your age that I could leave the gym, go to Wendy's,
Do
and
whatever you
still
wanted.
be jacked.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, I used
For
to
sure.
do that all the time.
For sure.
You know, when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Or go out and get hammered on Friday night, still have the energy to go to the gym on Saturday.
For sure.
And I was able to do that.
Yeah, no
and
consequences.
no consequences. But then you blink your eye and you're 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
and everything changes.
Well, that's where the structure of your life or the discipline of your life starts to rear its head. You know what I mean? People can't just make these habits or disciplines happen overnight. So,
No, and Italian people, we are not good with food. I mean,
carbohydrates, baby.
yeah.
Come on, carb me up.
Yeah, I mean, my dad used to wake me up in the middle of the night and be like, come on, I've got donuts. And I remember I was like 7 years old. He would wake me up in the middle of the night to eat with him.
Yeah.
And he'd come home from work, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
And it took me forever to break that habit.
Yeah.
It was hard. I mean, that was one of the, I love to eat right before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Totally. For sure.
You know?
So for us, I mean, it like at Onward, I'm just grateful to have the time and the space to be able to build deep enough relationships to start having those conversations.
Yeah.
You know, I got eval'd a new guy yesterday, the day before. He's trying to get back into the gym after a long, like 10 plus years of not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of get excited, you get rock and roll, and then some musculoskeletal thing comes up, and they hit this fork in the road of like, am I too old for this? Am I broken?
No.
It's like, no. It's like,
No.
let me just help guide you back into like, hey, let's find the right dosage of exercise for you. I know you're excited, but maybe 2 or 3 times is more appropriate than 4 or 5.
Right.
You ain't done it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Or maybe your workout, if you want to do something every day, should only be 25 minutes.
Right. Let's find the right dosage for you. Let me help you get over this little ailment, but like this reality of fitness is still there for you. But like, let me just come alongside you in it.
You know how much money I made on, what's the name of that CrossFit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because sedentary dudes,
Sure.
like you're talking about, go in there and start doing stuff that high-level athletes are supposed to do.
Totally.
And then what happens?
Yeah.
They come up lame.
Yeah.
When they had no business doing that stuff.
Sure. Yeah, like I do CrossFit primarily as my main thing, and I think there's no greater vehicle for the general population to push fitness. It's just how do we shepherd these people to success? Because the CrossFit gym is very exciting. People are running and gunning, group fitness. People
Getting
get fired
after it.
up. They get
Yeah.
fired up.
Well, here, and you start feeding off each other's energy.
Yeah, which is what you want. But then it's like, hey, let me give you the guide rails for right now.
Yeah.
You can get there, but we're in month 3, right? Like, let's talk at month 12 about what that looks like.
And there are some people who CrossFit, like I would never be able to do CrossFit.
You could.
I don't know that I could. I've had 4 shoulder surgeries, 1 shoulder surgery, 4 knees, and a back. My body's
The
beat to
Iron
shit.
Man, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, my
But
body's
then, like
beat to
everything
shit.
is infinitely scalable, right? It's like, again, it's just a vehicle of intensity and different movements, but I can scale anything down to get the stimulus, like a squatting stimulus, a pressing stimulus, a pulling stimulus for the person in front of me. And ideally, I help, guide them in the progressions of that and ideally avoid injury. But the thing is, like, there's an intensity aspect that I have to hit, because on the other side of that is the adaptation I'm looking for. If I don't stress the system hard enough, nothing's going to change.
No,
That's why you can go get on the treadmill or whatever. Nothing ever changed.
You have to work outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, I have to stress the system.
Yeah,
but I can't blow through the threshold.
No. And sometimes people like those type of people, me, you. Sometimes you're like, you push and you push and you push. And you don't know until you come up.
No doubt.
And that's kind of the necessary evil. And then you're like, okay, you learn from it. Totally. I know I can't go here.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, as common as personal training, physical therapy, working out is, a lot of people don't know what's going on. So this idea of fitness literacy is a real thing, of like teaching people how to think about movement. Not only teaching them movements, but like, how do I think about it? How do I just listen to my body? Like, I don't feel great that day, so I'm going to come off the gas.
Right.
People will literally say like, "Oh, I didn't know I could scale the workout."
Well,
like, "Oh, no." Like, yeah, we totally can.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm fortunate enough. I know myself. Like, okay, today is a day where I go do some cardio, get a lather, and I'm gonna do yoga.
Yeah.
Because I know today, or you know what? If I go to the gym today, I'm so damn tired. Yeah. I'm 100% gonna hurt myself. Yeah. I'm not going today.
Totally.
And I know that because I have worked out consistently since I'm 14.
Totally. And what is common knowledge to us is completely foreign to other people. And I think we undermine the value of what that stuff can be and how valuable it can be to somebody in terms of, like, again, the idea of out of network and cash pay. Like, this stuff can be very, very valuable. Like, yeah, I get you out of pain, but now what? Because your baseline is what got you hurt in the first place. Like, okay, now you're back to baseline, baby. Let's build the buffer now. Right.
And well, because here, you know this, I know this, but it seems incredibly simple, but your health's not going to stay the same.
Right.
It's like anything else.
It's organic. It evolves.
It's going to get better or it's going to get worse. That's the only two options you got. Yeah,
totally.
It's not staying the same.
No doubt.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to go and spend money on your health, or are you going to wait and spend money on your illness?
Everything has a cost, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're either paying now or you're paying later.
Here, Coach John Rayburn, he's your age. You might have played against him. He went to Staley. He was up for the Simone Award.
Oh, really? Okay.
He ended up playing baseball in college. He was a quarterback, but he coaches up at Pius now, and he always says, choose your heart. Mm-hmm. And he says, winning is hard.
Totally.
Doing all the right things, being consistent, being disciplined is hard. Totally. And going and losing, that's hard too. You don't want to. So choose the hard. Which hard do you want?
Yeah, I mean, if you have an injury that you're considering managed conservatively, it might be hard to invest the financial resources to have the pre-frame, like how much time it may take. But so is recovering from surgery. Like, there's going to be the pain there, the time of rehab. And it's like I'm not selling anything. I'm just saying I have a process that I think we can take you through. If that sounds cool to you, cool, let's ride. If not, like, these are your other options. I will definitely talk through you what that might look like.
Right, because you don't want someone who is not the right fit. And that's something Dane taught me.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, Dane made a comment to me. He's like, I ain't racing to the bottom.
Sure.
He's like, here, this is what I do. If you like it,
let's ride.
If not, then you need to do what's best for you.
But I think for us, that's what stands out to, like, if someone calls us and they're having an issue, it's like, hey, let's chat about what's going on and let's see if we're the right fit for you. And if you're not, say the out of network thing is a barrier. Cool. Can I help you find somewhere that's going to hit the things that you just told me that you value?
Right.
And when you go there, go look for X, Y, and Z. And if you don't find that, you know where to find me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So like Dane told me, he's like, I don't just immediately work with someone.
Sure.
I won't immediately just sign a contract with someone for me to do their marketing.
Right.
He's like, I make sure I work with them for a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
Make sure we're a good fit.
Totally.
Because some of them, they may not be the right fit for you.
No doubt.
Because here, if you're the type of person who wants to sit there passively and wait for your shit to go away, don't come to me.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be successful.
You're not here. Or if you're a parent that has to talk your kid into coming and training, don't pay me the money.
Yeah, it's not even worth it for you.
It's not worth it. If they're not like, hey, come on, let's go, let me get my shoes, we got to get to training.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy for you.
Totally.
You're going to waste your money.
Totally.
They're going to come in, they're going to have shitty body language, they're going to work half-assed.
No doubt.
And nothing's going to get better.
Yeah, I mean,
except I'm going to make money and you're going to lose money.
Yeah, in the same way, like if someone came to me and said like, hey, I can't pay for more than one session, so there's only one I'm going to do, it's like, well, it's probably a waste of time because there's a process of seeing what works, collecting data. Like I can't, if I had the silver bullet in one session, I'd be a billionaire.
Right.
And my line would be out the door for people. Like there's a process of what worked, what didn't work, collecting data on stuff. So in the same way, there's a commitment level. You know, I want to be committed to you, but you also got to be committed to me in the process.
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
They're 110%. And that's why I was so, when I owned my practice, one thing that I did was here, once you have a patient, it's your patient.
Absolutely.
Right? Patients
hate getting thrown around, and I don't understand it.
And here, if you're going to evaluate the patient and you're going to have one of the PTAs treat them, let's introduce the PTA to them and let's make that transition immediately.
Right. I can almost guarantee you that the patient likes Frank better than they like Thursday at 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what are we prioritizing?
Right.
'Cause I've been in practices where the patients are upset, like, hey, this is the fourth person that I've seen.
Right.
And I'm tired of rehashing my story every time.
And there's just no way you can pick up where someone left off just by reading.
Yeah, I can't be thorough enough in the notes when you have 18 other people to see that day.
No.
It's just not happening.
No.
Right?
No,
It's a disservice.
It is.
So, like, having that one, again, it's back to trust. I mean, that is so valuable and so priceless of building the trust with the one person for sure.
Yeah. And that's why here, a lot of these people, you know, the ARCs of the world that have these work comp contracts, you know, they get to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember them sitting in some of these people's offices, patients, and they would video, like physical therapists treating multiple patients at a time. And it's also brilliant because it's the highest paid.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, right.
So now you can see multiple patients at once, bill them individually, and you're getting paid top notch.
Yeah.
And if the patient don't like it, tough shit, because the nurse case manager's picking where you go anyway.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I just had came from a practice. I was at another cash pay practice for a little bit. And then I had a brief stint at a traditional insurance clinic where I saw like what everybody talks about of like seeing 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 people at one time. I was like, wow, I understand why most PTs don't make it 3 years. You know what I mean?
3 years, 18 months is
not
what
dude.
you get them for.
It's very rare you find PTs that are 5+ years still practicing full time
At the same place.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
no doubt.
I mean, it doesn't happen. And it's because the insurance companies have devalued.
No doubt. They dictate the whole thing.
Well, but they also devalue us. That like,
Sure.
you know, here, come on. I mean, you're talking about, $25 for the most skilled service you do. Come on.
Yeah.
Stop. What are you going to do with that?
Right. And that's why, like, more as we grow here in our presence, so we've only been open 10 months now, more and more people are other clinicians, younger clinicians reaching out like, hey, what are you guys doing? This looks cool. This looks different.
It is cool because I'm gonna tell you why. 50%. If you went and opened up a private practice, you know what your margins are? 18 to 22%.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you're getting 30% more,
Sure.
and you don't have none of the fucking headache.
Yeah, right. Totally.
You don't have any of it.
Right.
You don't have to deal with the insurance. They're
Totally.
paying it for you,
Right.
right? Health insurance they're giving you. You're going to pay some of that too.
Sure.
Okay. But you don't have to worry about if they got a front desk. They're dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you can't do, now let me ask you something. Would they let you hire someone underneath you?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't think anybody's even ever asked that question.
If they could, and now you're seeing,
Your own caseload sort of thing.
well, maybe now you're seeing 15 patients a day between the two of you.
Sure.
And now you're getting, you're paying them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's coming out of your end.
Sure.
Right? So, I don't know, whatever you pay a PTA nowadays, I don't know, but the juice could be worth the squeeze.
Yeah. So there's just like, to the point, there's just unique things happening like in our model that are becoming more mainstream, that more people are interested in or could see themselves stepping out into that.
Sure.
You know?
I would do it.
Yeah, because the burnout in the other places are real, for sure.
Doesn't take long at all.
No, non-clinical
No.
roles, medical sales stuff, like people
Yeah,
shoot
and
to
who
that
the
stuff
hell
real
wants
quick.
some boss breathing down your fucking neck all day long?
Yeah, right.
You know, I can't function that way.
Totally.
I tried. I didn't do that with my own people.
Yeah,
You know, but you do get taken advantage of
sure.
when you do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, like letting people off the leash or giving trust.
Yeah.
Ideally, you build the right culture where people respect and value that for what it is, right?
Oh, I
Totally.
never, you could do that and just say, hey, I'm going to pay you, a percentage of your gross, and I don't give a shit when you come.
It seems to be working. I mean, there's probably 110, 115 total people working in the ecosystem in some capacity, whether the owner or a clinician that works out of there. So getting a lot of good data of what works, both in terms of your local marketing and or how you retain or coach up talent to build their caseload and stuff like that. So it's fun. I'm grateful to be doing it the way we are. And it's still, again, not even a year, so we're kind of just really getting started. So hopefully the takeover will keep coming.
How many clinicians you have in there?
There's 4 of us now.
There's the owner plus 3 more, or the owner plus 4 more?
The owner plus 3 of us.
And the owner's a PT?
Yeah, everybody's PT. Yeah. So just growing and expanding. Hopefully we just keep taking over and, bringing in more people who just want to be the best and can bring the goods and serve the people at the highest level, both from like clinical excellence and hospitality, right? Just having a different experience.
You have to be able to meet your client where they're at.
Totally.
You have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that is one of the blessings that I have with, here, all the surgeries and the fact, that I beat my body up partly because I just frankly played football in a time where if you can slam your body into someone else, you could
as
play.
hard as humanly possible.
Yeah, you could play. And that's really the only reason why I was able to play. I wasn't athletically as talented as probably you or Darby.
Yeah.
And the game was just different.
Sure.
There's way more finesse to the game now.
Yeah.
I don't think I had been as productive in this game as I was in that game 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, people are looking for a premium allied health experience. Walking in somewhere that feels upscale, that doesn't feel like a doctor's office. Our space very much looks like sharp, pristine, but it still has the gym, the Rogue equipment that makes it feel robust, and that I can be resilient here if I need to be.
If you want to grunt, sweat.
If we want to get after it, I can do. If I want to get strong, I can do that here.
Right.
If I need something like, and we have private treatment rooms, if I need the private space to be able to therapeutic healing, I can do that here as well.
Right.
Like it's like this office here that's like very premium. It has the right vibe, the right smells, the right look, the right lighting.
Right.
Like people are looking for that stuff now.
Yeah.
Because they're tired of the doctor's office vibe, the plain carpet. You know what I'm saying? Like the sterile walls and like the random motivational pictures that you can pull off the internet. Like people are looking for a different experience. That's why there's more direct pay physicians. I'm about to have a baby in October, and
congrats.
Thank you, baby girl coming.
Oh, dude!
And one of the pediatricians is direct pay. I was like, wow, that's fascinating. It's like a monthly subscription thing for increased access. You can text a doctor, you can get in within 24 hours. So people are looking for these types of services that it's like better access, better trust, better person-to-person interaction. And people are looking for that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They don't want to be in the waiting room for 45 minutes anymore.
No.
For 10 minutes. It's like I'm not in surprise bills. I don't even know how much is this going to cost. I have no idea until it shows up in 3 weeks in the mail.
Right.
You have no idea. Literally. No transparency. A lot of people don't understand their insurance.
No one understands their insurance. And even though we would educate them and I would make them sign a paper, so we would say,
they would still get pissed.
You have a $2,500 deductible. After that, your insurance covers 80%.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. This is your, and it would go all the way down, and I would make them sign it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would get a bill from us
Still
and throw a fit.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
I see your signature here.
No
Is this
doubt.
your signature?
No doubt. So people are looking for alternatives to that. The cash pay out of network is never going to take over the insurance. There's no way. Everybody carries health insurance, but it's the optionality of like, if I'm looking for something different and I have the resources to do that, maybe this is a better option for me.
Right, and you're in a spot of this of the city where people have the resources for it.
Sure, I think the clientele is skewed younger than I was expecting. There's a lot of kind of young professionals, people my age, call it late 20s, early 30s, that are working professionals. Obviously, people are getting married later and having kids later that have some money now in their job to start putting money, into themselves. But you'd be surprised the type of people. I mean, we got people from all over in terms of occupations that make it work in terms of if you show the value, you bring the goods, and you help them solve the issue, like people will make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here, I told my wife, I said, do you know how much money I would spend? I mean, here, what is feeling good worth to you?
No doubt. No doubt.
Right?
For sure.
I mean, because my wife's a health freak too.
Yeah.
And she's, loves working out. This is a 52-year-old woman who's had 5 kids and looks fantastic.
All right.
You would never know.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, here, just think about this for a second. What would me and you spend to feel good?
Yeah.
Just feel good.
Yeah.
We'll make ourselves look good if we feel
doubt.
good.
Totally. It's like a mindset shift. Totally, like when new clinicians come into this role, which is there's a sales component. They impart their own biases, like the barrier. But I see stuff on the internet. I mean, like there's people who will pay $250, $300 for someone to tell them like their color palette of clothes to wear. I'm like, come on, man. Like I know what I'm doing is more valuable than that over the lifespan.
Sure.
If you're willing to pay $300 for someone to tell you what color T-shirt to wear, I should feel okay saying, hey, Frank, this is the process I think to help your back pain. How's that sound?
Right.
And working through that, for me now at this point, I know what I'm doing is valuable enough. So
let's say you came to me and you said, hey, we're going to need 6 visits.
Sure.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, right.
Around 6 visits, we're looking at $1,200 investment.
Right.
Do you let people make payments, or is it boom every
so
time?
ours is by single session, just session at a time.
Okay, so they have to come up with the 200 right then and there, or they could buy. Now, what if I said, here,
Like packages.
I'll give you 1,000.
Sure.
Will you give me 6 treatments for 1,000 cash?
Yeah.
You let them do things like that?
Most cash-based practices that open up go that package model. And Onward in itself, from a culture standpoint, is strongly against. What I think the package creates is the buffer and the ability to be lazy, because I know I have them locked in for 10, 15, 20 visits. If I haven't got them better, I'm like 5 visits in, like, well, at least I got 5 more. I know I can just keep throwing stuff at the wall. But when you're going 1 session at a time, you got to bring it every single hour. You got to be sharp. You have to show the value. You have to continue to reframe and cast a vision of where we're going and what we're doing, because there's no guaranteed. So I find myself being way sharper and way more dialed, because I have to be, because I have to keep showing them the value every time. Because then the reality is, like, people will still come 6, 8, 12 times, or they get on a continuity. But it's because I've been so dialed every time, because I have to be. Because I've done the package thing, and all of a sudden I was like, man, I don't really know if they've gotten better. But because they're locked in, it's like I have the ability to be kind of maybe a little less sharp. You know what I'm saying? So I find for me, it keeps me sharper, and the barrier to entry is better. I've had people that know, like, man, if I want to work with Frank, the barrier to entry is always $1,000 for the package. But I just tweak something. Like, Frank's my guy. We did a package. I felt great, but like, I don't need 6 more. Like, I just need a little tune-up.
Tune-up.
Yeah, I want him to be my guy. But every time I got to go see him, I got to drop $1,000.
Right.
Right. I think the single session promotes longer-term trust. Of like, dude, if we tuned you up in 6 and you're feeling great. But I got you if something ever comes up.
Right.
And if like it keeps happening and it keeps coming up, I'm gonna say, Frank, dude, like, you just need to be here on the continuity thing, dude. Because this thing keeps happening, and you can pay me $175, but if you just do this, you pay me $150, and like, we can just keep you on that. You know? So I think the flexibility, the barrier to entry is lower for your more common person, and it keeps me as a clinician sharper to bring the value every hour that I have somebody. Because if I don't, they'll just drop off.
Right.
Or if it's not getting better, because there's no way to predict.
It's actually smarter for the patient to do one at a time.
Yeah, because I don't know.
It holds you accountable more.
I mean,
what you're saying.
Yeah, what if they have back pain and it's like, I got them better in 4 visits? Like, oh, dang. Maybe they're feeling resentment. Or if I don't get it better, but it's complex, it's chronic pain, stress. It's like, it may take way longer, Who knows? I don't know. I need more data points. Like, if all I focused on day 1 was trying to sell you on the package, instead of just like, let's collect the first data point. Let's catch the vision. So yeah, we kind of just go single session at a time.
Yeah.
That was a long-winded answer to get there.
No, but I like it.
Most people are doing the packages, and it's kind of like one of those things, like, if most people are doing that, maybe there's something to doing it the other way. And we have enough data points to support it.
And it certainly separates you from everyone else.
Yeah. Because I've seen some of the package-based practices, they stay insular. A lot of the Onward demographics have scaled. There's like Middle Tennessee. They have like 4 locations that have scaled in this model, right? Where a lot of packages, the ones that I've seen, I haven't seen many of them scale to a second or third location that are both like prosperous.
So what do you guys get a lot of post-op patients?
Hardly any.
Because that's all going to come from a referral.
Yeah, right. And I don't necessarily know that I want to see like post-op knee, you know?
Well, because you're going to have to see them a lot. That's a big that's a big investment.
I would always, again, if I have patient first in mind, I would say, hey, Frank, like, why don't you just go do the 8 weeks, 12 weeks at so-and-so location with insurance? And once they say you're good because you're walking, then we can start doing the really like more functional stuff, the strength stuff. Come see me then. We'll start building you around there. Like, because you leverage that. Like, dude, just go do like the table exercises, post-op, get good there. Then come over here. We'll start strength training and get you right.
I've done that because I have a non-compete with Select. Yeah. And so they're like, well, I know you could still do therapy. I'm like, well, yeah, I know how to do therapy.
Right.
Okay. It's like, but I do have a non-compete. And I always send them to Select.
Sure.
I always do. I'm like, here, go.
Yeah, do your thing.
Go do your thing at Select. I'll communicate with their therapist. When you're done, then you can come to me.
Yeah, because when they say you're done, it's like you're walking. Right. You're like, do you feel done, Frank? No, I don't. Yeah. It's like, cool. Let's pick up where they left off.
And I know all the therapists in the Northland, and I could, they can call me and be like, okay, they're done, they're discharged, but you need to start with X, Y, and Z. And I have a great relationship.
Yeah, totally.
And then I don't get in trouble. I send them patients.
Yeah.
And I stay within my non-compete.
No doubt. And that's where we have the flexibility, like to be whatever is best going to fit the person. Because people have a lot of different stuff going on. So it's like if you're going to find us valuable, but you have to slot us in a little differently, like that's okay. If you need to see me every 6 weeks or every other month, just on the touch point and making sure we're going in the right direction, we can find value in that,
And so you don't have to send notes to physicians.
Heck no.
You don't have to answer to the physician.
Heck no. No.
Which is even a better model.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some very, very good friends that are physicians, but they'd even admit they don't know what the fuck we do.
Sure, yeah.
They just send to me because they trust me.
Yeah.
But to say that they know what I do.
Totally.
They don't.
Yeah, and that's where the word of mouth just comes so strong. It's like if you're focused on the hospitality and service, like people will start to tell other people, and they know like, man, Joe is the guy. If you are a functional athlete, if you're in the CrossFit gym, if you're in the weightlifting gym, this guy's probably going to take care of you, and he knows what the heck you're talking about. Like he knows what the snatch is. He knows what a clean and jerk is. He's done it. So he can understand where I'm coming at him from in terms of what my body is capable of and what I need to get back to. Same for your runner, whoever it is, right? The new guy we just hired, he's going to be like a golf guy. It's like, I don't play golf. I don't want to be the golf guy. Like, if you're going to serve that person better, dude, by all means, right?
I hate golf.
If you want me to dig a trench in the green, I got you.
Right. No,
but find your niche and then just really double down and hammer down on that. Right?
Yeah.
Like our owner, Matt, this dude is a wizard in all things like headaches, neck. This guy he has the right hands, like you're talking about. Just like he has good hands, he has good feel. So in terms of like headache, I'm just defaulting to him. I'm like, man, if somebody called me and like they have all this headache and neck stuff, I'm like, man, you might want to see Matt because he's just going to serve you better. Even though I could take the person from a dollars and cents, but if Matt's going to do it better, like go ahead, right? Because it raises what the brand is in terms of the excellence. So yeah. So
what's your niche?
I've had a lot of like low back around with barbell type athletes, CrossFitter, weightlifter, that sort of thing. So I do a lot of low back, hip, knee, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I have a couple CrossFit gyms that I have good relationships with. I get a lot of referrals from them, and then a few one-off like weightlifting, powerlifting gyms. Some of the meathead guys, like I can do well with those guys, both from like a personality standpoint,
right,
and just in terms of what they need. So there's that too. We have Grace who does the pelvic health. Obviously, Grace is going to
huge.
Oh my gosh,
huge. Oh my gosh.
Grace is about to blow up, which I'm excited for her.
No, she's definitely going to blow up.
And what an underserved population.
Oh,
but the thing about Grace,
nobody knows what to do with them.
The thing about Grace is though she's strong. So it's like not only telling these women like, hey, here's a thing from a pelvic side, but like now let me help you get strong because this is why it's going to be beneficial down the line.
That is such like those women. I mean. They can't even have sex.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
Totally. Right? Absolutely.
You have to get that worked out.
No doubt. Right? So just being able to do that, but then it's on the back end of like adding the value of the functional capacity, because once mom feels better on those rings, but mom still has to carry the babies, carry all this crap. Like, you have to be strong. I've seen all this stuff these moms are carrying around. That's a lot. You're carrying a baby, pushing the cart. I'm like, man, is she doing farmer carries? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
my bicep starts hurting thinking about it.
Dude, why do you think I've been doing so much bicep curls to get ready for baby girl? Because like those things are heavy.
Yeah.
But
car seats and getting them in and out of the car.
Yeah.
Oh,
no doubt. But it's just like,
we had 3 in car seats. We had twins.
Twins.
So my 11-year-old twins, they were our last 2, and then I have a 14-year-old. But they were all in car seats.
You had twins to round it out?
Yeah.
Man. Power to you, brother.
Dude.
And your wife.
Oh, she's way tougher than me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Way tougher than me.
I have twin sisters, so everybody thought we were going to have twins. I was grateful when we did not. But
no, it is a blessing. It is a burden. What the unfortunate thing about twins is, like, I look at pictures of them when they were babies, and I'm like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Because it was just so busy. Like, this one pooped, this one's hungry, this one's asleep, this one did this, and then you're just running all over the place, and you unconsciously start wishing your life away because you're like, God, I can't wait till they're out of diapers.
Sure.
God, I can't wait for them to be able to shower themselves. Yeah. God, I can't wait for them to be off formula.
Yeah, it's over.
And then next thing you know, they're 12.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Totally. I mean, like, my wife is just killing it. You know, she's still exercising when she can. She's a nurse, so she's a labor and delivery nurse. So she's helping deliver babies, but on the other time, she's hitting the gym, doing her thing. And it's cool to see the support members or other women will give her that she's still doing the thing.
Yeah.
And just speaks to, like, the lifestyle, the discipline of, like, hey, I know I need to move. I know I need to get it in. It's going to look a little different right now, but, like, we still got to check the box.
Here, my wife carried him for 39 weeks.
Really?
Twins. One was,
really?
Yeah, one was
39 with twins.
Yeah. And hold on.
Dang.
She was.
That's crazy.
So hold on. The twins are going to be 12. My wife's going to be 50. My wife was 40, going to turn 41 in 1 month when she had the twins.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's radical.
Yeah. Sorry, let me send this text out.
Very good. Yeah, your wife's a beast, huh?
Genetic freak.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah, clearly.
She's her grandmother died at 100 and could have told you she was 70.
Wow.
Just good genes.
Yeah.
You know, she's just got really good genes.
You have how many daughters do you have?
3 and 3.
3 and 3.
3 girls, 3 boys.
What girl dad advice do you have?
You have to be very, very close to your daughters.
Yeah.
You have to be close to your daughters. You have to what's the word I'm looking for? You have to show them tons of affection.
Mm-hmm.
And because women will go looking for that elsewhere.
Sure.
And it's your job to show them how a woman is to be treated by how you treat your wife.
Totally. No doubt.
That is my advice.
Mm-hmm.
That is my advice. You have to be hyper affectionate and just, you got to show them.
They soak everything up. They're always watching.
Everything.
At least that's what I hear.
Every little thing.
Yeah.
We, I love the concept of dads taking their daughters out on date night.
Yeah.
Just little things like that, because, like, some people, I have a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, and he's moving into the, he is a big Christian. His name's Tony Cardello. You should follow him. He's got a page called The Stronger Leader, but he posed the question, can you be a good father and not be a good husband? And my initial reaction is, yeah, you can. And his thought is, no, you can't, because a huge part of being a good father is showing your kids how to be a good husband.
No doubt.
And so you can't be a good, and I always thought, I know a lot of guys that are great dads, terrible husbands.
Yeah, right.
You can't be a great dad,
no doubt,
simultaneously be a terrible husband.
No
so
doubt.
It is definitely your responsibility to show them how a woman is to be treated. And it's something that I've taken incredibly serious.
Yeah. For
You
sure.
know, it's something I've taken, and I like, for me, my daughter Gianna, that changed me immediately. Immediately.
Yeah.
You know,
No
and
doubt.
so when a man isn't altered by their daughter, I'm like,
Yeah, you're like,
fuck's
yo, what's
matter
up?
with you
Yeah, no
guys?
doubt. For sure.
You know, how did this not change you?
Yeah.
Because I have 2 stepkids. Nina was 9 when I came into her life. Russ Joseph was 11.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and their dad was heavily involved in their life. So, as being a step parent, you know, you love them kids, but you can't step on their dad's toes.
You got to give them the space.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a very tough.
No doubt.
It's very tough to play that game. But Gianna, you know, when she was born, I was just like, oh shit, you know, it was really convicting for me.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
no doubt.
And all the bad decisions that I made
Yeah.
as a young man,
Sure.
it got thrown in my face.
Mm.
And my son came to me the other day. He said, "Dad, why did you want to be a coach?" And I said, well, I think, you know, the main reason why I wanted to be a coach is to get kids where I'm at without going through what I had to go through.
100%, bro.
You know? And so I always tell them, don't make decisions now that are going to torture you when you're older.
Yeah.
Because I deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why I wanted a son so bad.
Right.
Like, I want the opportunity to raise this little boy and teach him things, or maybe I stumbled that he won't have to, and let's see where he can go.
Right.
But then when that doesn't happen, and a baby girl's on the way, it's like recognizing the new opportunity. What in terms of like emotional availability and like vulnerability and like loving on her, and excited for that, and like
They'll
how I
make
can instill stuff in with her.
They'll make you a little bit of a sissy.
For sure.
Girls will.
I welcome that.
Yeah, I mean, you know. So I remember when Michelle called me and told me that Gianna was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I was at work, and I remember I had to act like I was excited because I wanted a boy so
Yeah,
bad, you know.
sure.
And I had to be like, "Oh man, this is great! I'm so excited." Internally, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, I just wanted a boy."
Yeah.
And then immediately,
Yeah.
that baby was born, and I was done.
Yeah.
I mean, just wrapped around her
Yeah,
finger.
For sure.
Just, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what's even funnier. Like, even my stepkid's dad,
Mm-hmm.
he was worse than me with her. Because my older ones would tell, she calls him Big Daddy Ross. And the older kids would be like, Gianna, call Big Daddy Ross, tell him you want X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
Because
right.
they knew he wasn't going to
getting-
say no to her.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I see all these little videos of little girls like calling their daddies, like asking them to bring home chicken nuggets and stuff. I'm like, you freaking betcha. Here's a 100-piece nugget. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just like seeing that and feeling the weight of it. Like, man, that's gonna be pretty special.
Yeah.
But for me, there was just a switch that flipped. Like, I think I'm ready for a kid. You know, I think something just emotional. Like, I think I'm ready.
I don't know that, like, for me personally, you are definitely ready. You met, like, I questioned myself,
Sure.
but like, here, I remember I went to my cousin Charlie. So my cousin Adriana's husband, Gianna was, hold on, Michelle was like 8 months pregnant with Gianna.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a bachelor party for Charlie.
Yeah.
And I came home at like 4 a.m. And I kept telling my wife, I'm on the way. I'm going to be there soon.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
yeah.
there soon. Next thing I know, I come home at 4 a.m. I'm 3 sheets to the wind. She's got her hands on her hips. She's got her belly out to here.
Mhm.
She made me leave. She kicked me out of the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm not going to argue with you. You're pregnant. I'm going. I left.
doubt.
Went back because he just lived right down the street.
Yeah.
So I went back over to his house. But now she gets mad at me because I'm boring. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
you don't want
Come
me
on now.
coming home at 4 a.m.
Yeah. What you want, right?
You know, so, but anyway, Gianna 100%, it was immediately life altering in the delivery room.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
happened that
I can believe that.
fast.
100%.
That fast. I wanted nothing but to be home with my wife, with
Yeah.
my kids,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to go anywhere, and that has not changed.
Yeah. Presence, right? You know what I mean? Like back to like the time flexibility. Like for the most part, all of my wife's like appointments, I've been able to go and be there, and I don't really do much, and they're short, but it's like it's just the idea of presence, showing up, being there.
Here, I'll give you a funny story. My wife's going to get pissed at this, but I had just opened. So Gianna was born in May of 2011. I opened up Core Physical Therapy January 1st, 2011. So my first patient. Okay. So by May, I was very blessed. I had a full schedule. Okay. Well, my wife tells me the doctor says if they're going to induce on such and such day. Great. I clear out my entire schedule.
No doubt. Okay.
She goes to the doctor, and he's like, he's not inducing. He changed it. I'm like,
hold on.
No.
Yeah.
He ain't changing shit, right?
Clear the schedule.
So I freaking lock the doors, drive down to research, and my wife knows I'm boiling.
Yeah.
She knows I'm absolutely boiling. And so I go in there. I go, what do you mean you're not inducing? You just told me you were going to induce. I cleared my schedule. Blah blah. He don't give shit.
Yeah.
He don't care nothing about any of that. Which he shouldn't. He's worried about mama and the baby.
No doubt.
That's all he gives a shit about.
Shut up, guy.
Literally, like I would go in there and he wouldn't even acknowledge that I was there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And at the time, I'm like, this motherfucker, but every time he never would acknowledge. The first time he came into the room, he immediately walks over to my wife, turns his back to me, starts examining her breast, and hold on. And Michelle goes, Doctor, I won't say his name, but this is, at the time, we weren't married. I was only her boyfriend. This is my boyfriend, Frank. He looks over his shoulder, doesn't take his hands off my wife's boobs, looks over his shoulder and gives me one of these. Doesn't even talk to me.
No
and
way.
I swear to you, if I had to have another baby, he would be who delivered it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just like, I loved the guy. But anyway, he said, look, if you give me any little excuse to induce, I'll do it. But no, I'm not, I can't remember what the reason was. And so I said, well, what are some things that, you need to see? And he told me. And so, castor oil helps put women into labor. Sex helps put women into labor. So I'm like, here. I go home.
Let's go.
Castor oil, sex. Immediately. It was the most emotionless sex that I've ever had in my entire life. It was just, this is angry. I already have my schedule done. And then castor oil, sex. And then I just sat there and stared at her like a time bomb.
You're like, how we doing?
And sure enough, it worked. And she started having contractions. They kept coming. We get her down to Research Hospital. She's dilated. They induce, and then
there you go.
There came the baby. But I am envious because I was telling someone the other day I miss those days when they're babies and then they're onesies and now I gotta like bribe her to watch a movie with me, and even that don't work.
You're not the hero no more, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. Now I'm just the pain in the butt that doesn't know anything.
Totally.
But nonetheless, I show up.
No doubt.
I show up. I'm there. She knows I'm there.
For
she
sure.
knows if she needs anything, she's got me.
Absolutely.
And all of them do that.
Yeah.
The boys, you have that same. There's something about a girl though, dude.
That's what I hear, man.
There's something about a girl, and there's something, and even though, they get to an age where you feel distant. You're their security blanket. And they know it. They know. And here, you know how they'll know it? Something goes wrong, dad's who they call.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And it's your job just to be there.
Yeah.
No
doubt.
And I would also say be intentional. Be intentional with your relationship with your kids, and 100% make sure you stay intentional with your relationship with your wife.
That's
because
facts.
Here, once you have kids, and then they get into sports, and then
gets busy real quick.
Gets busy real quick.
It's transactional.
They monetize youth sports, and it's transactional. And so now you have to really, really focus on being intentional with your wife. You ever seen the God triangle? So if you see a triangle here and here, okay, and God's right here, husband, wife. And the closer the husband and wife go to God,
Yeah.
the closer the husband and wife get to each other.
For sure.
And I was really fascinated with that.
Yeah, totally.
And so I would say, as a husband, as the head of your family, your wife's going to be the neck, right? The head ain't worth the shit without the neck. Okay,
that's right.
You know, be the head of your family, and I would say make sure you put God first, and tell your wife she needs to put God first. And if you guys do that, everything will be fine.
It'd be straight. Yeah, I told her I'm trying to make sure I don't find a new number one girl with the baby girl. You know what I'm saying?
Here.
So I got to keep making sure that she knows. Like,
I had someone tell me this advice because everybody's going to come in when that baby's born, and they're only going to be concerned about the baby.
Right.
And your wife is going to just went through the hardest thing she's ever went through in her entire life.
Totally.
Focus on, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Focus on the wife. Focus on your wife.
Yeah.
Go in there and how you feeling, how you doing, what do you need,
Absolutely.
and then go grab your daughter.
Yeah, for sure. Totally.
You know, I could go on and on and on, and everything that I did wrong. Everything that I did wrong.
Write a little playbook, right?
But I was luckily had someone come up to me and go, and it was my dad, and he was like, go check on your wife. Go check on your wife.
Totally.
Go make sure your wife. And here, I got the baby because he wanted the baby anyway.
Yeah. Here you go, man. Right. Totally.
Go check on your wife. Go check on your wife.
Cool.
So those are definitely the piece of it. And honestly, man, everybody told me this and I didn't do it. And I kept telling myself, I'm going to eventually do it. Once I meet this goal, I'm gonna sit back and smell the roses. And once I meet this goal, I'm going to sit.
Yeah, right. There's always another one, right?
Sit back and smell the roses.
The goalposts just keep moving.
Yeah.
If you're not careful.
And you're the one that moves them.
Man, acted like it was somebody else.
You know, you're the one. You're the one that moved. But that's part of the. You know, you're an ex-college football player.
Yeah.
You're an alpha male.
Sure.
You're, you know, and that's kind of the curse. But at some point, I would, you know, you got to be humble and say, okay, there's something bigger than me here, and I need to sit back. I need to, you know, be a husband.
Yeah.
Be a father.
No doubt.
And handle my business.
No doubt.
You know, and it's tough to do that because you also have in your mind a lifestyle that you want to provide.
Well, I mean, it's very popular, the hustle culture, the grind mentality, especially guys my age. They call it 21 to 30 of the put your head down and just go get it. Go get what's yours mentality.
Right.
Go hunt and that sort of thing. And it's hard to not fall into that trap of, you know, putting the blinders on and leaving everything else behind.
Yeah.
But it's like when you can zoom out and see you're actually rich, you know, with relationships and marriage and the kid on the way. It's like, okay, that helps me to, you know, slow down. Especially like with the business stuff, is like trying to marry what you're going after and ambition, trying to marry ambition with your familiar duties at home. That sort of thing. Right?
And it's a fine line because like here, a buddy of mine, Chuck Cooter, wrote a book called Ego Strength, and in that book he poses a very convicting question. If somebody were to follow you around all day long and then guess your goals and guess your values, would they get it right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that was so convicting for me.
I'm doing this for my family. Are you?
Right.
When did you see him?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And
it don't even make sense.
Well, and this was where my wife kind of corrected me because I was like, man, Michelle, I said, if somebody were to follow me around all day, they're probably going to guess that my biggest value is money. And she said, your value is not money. She told me, she's like, you value provision.
Sure.
And I do.
Totally.
I do. I value provision. I want to put my kids and I was put in a good position. My dad worked his ass off, so I mean, I was not by any means, but I still want to be better than I was.
For sure.
And I want them to want to, you know, and gradually the generations get better and better and better. You always want better for your kids than what you had.
Yeah.
You know? So, but there's a fine line.
Yeah. I mean, my dad, tradesman, painter, worked 7 days a week, and that's what was required to be able to provide what he needed to. But like, the main cap that I learned is like, to be a good man, all I need to do is work hard. And if I just work hard and like work, then that checks all the boxes. But like my wife like needed me to wear a different hat. She's like, you already have a good foundation of work ethic, but I need you to level up in these other areas. So we've been together long enough now. It's like I've been trying to level up in those other areas.
Yeah.
You know, because like the work ethic is there. It's like, cool, that's not a problem. Working hard ain't the problem. But that's not showing love. You know, like to your point, like in my daughters, like just being at work and working hard isn't showing love.
No.
It's the other things. It's the intentionality, what I'm doing with my words, what I'm doing with my actions, without having to be told to do it.
Well, and also building margin into your life. I looked at my wife the other day and I'm like, I don't have any margin in my life.
Sure.
I don't have any. If somebody dies and I got to go to a wake 9 out of 10 times, I don't go. I don't have time.
No doubt.
I don't.
For sure.
That's no way to live.
Yeah.
You know, that's no way to live. And but here I am. You know, I'm in another building phase.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm building this business, trying to coach football at the same time. And I'm saying to myself, okay, let me get this business where I need to go.
Right.
And,
let me get to this, then I'm going to start.
Right. But now I'm learning, hey, you know what? Me and Michelle, we had to go to Nashville for a conference. We're staying 2 more days.
Come on,
it's going to
now.
be just me and her.
Yeah,
We're going to hang out. You know what, Michelle? We went out last weekend together to have dinner. We're going out this weekend to have dinner.
For sure.
And we're going to force ourselves to make sure, you know, even though the week brings us here, we're constantly
little touch points
trying to connect.
Yeah, I mean,
have
like
to.
Me and my wife bought a house young, and I thought that loving was like doing the chores, right? Because I took out the trash, because I did these things, therefore I'm loving on her. It's like, what do you mean? That's just X's and O's of having a house.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, cutting the grass, that doesn't make me feel love.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not worried about that, but like before I wouldn't do stuff like, but like just driving here, like just calling her on the phone, just touching in, just trying to bother her.
Right.
Hey, I was thinking of you. What are you doing?
That's it.
Right, just a little
that's
touch.
A big deal.
Yeah, just little touch points.
Yeah, that's
what's
a big
going on?
deal.
I don't really have anything to say to you right now. I just wanted to talk to you. You know, just a touch point, like you said. Like I'm busy, but just having a quick little touch point. Like, what's going on? What are you doing? You know?
Yeah, because this is a tough time of year for me and her, because she coaches volleyball, I coach football, so the fall is always really difficult, and a lot of times we live amongst each other, and now that our kids are getting older, we don't have to go find a babysitter. We don't have to go do any of those things. We could just pick up and say, come on, we're going to go to dinner for an hour.
Yeah.
And we can connect.
Yeah, totally.
And it's really made our relationship better.
Totally.
And it's something that where we had to discipline ourselves, like here, discipline, desire, delight. We had to discipline ourselves to do it. Now we can't wait to go do it.
Right.
And if we have to miss it, we're like, oh man, we have to find time now during the week to go do this, because it's just something that we really want to go do.
Yeah, just elevated the relationship in this new season.
Yeah.
You know, totally.
Yeah. And, you know, we are really, really good about, and it doesn't happen every weekend because kids' sports, things like that, but really good about getting me, her, and our kids to church.
Sure.
That is a big thing for me.
Yeah, totally. No doubt.
And the funny thing is, you'll notice the devil's smarter than we are. He's sneaky.
Scheming.
Man, that is not easy to do.
Yeah, right.
The world makes that really, really difficult.
No doubt.
I mean, here, I'll give you a prime example. My daughter's a competitive volleyball player. They had volleyball on Easter Sunday.
Sure. Totally.
And I told my wife I was not smart enough to ask, because I assumed they would never play volleyball on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But under no circumstances is this family ever playing volleyball again on Easter Sunday.
Sure.
We're never doing it.
Yeah, right.
I don't care, qualifier, this, that, the other. That will not ever happen again.
Totally.
So you got to dig your heels in.
Totally. You got to stay vigilant.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like at the end of the day, it's like, really, how many kids go play a sport and make money?
Right.
1%, maybe probably less.
Totally. Right. Yeah. That's why I said I hope my baby girl is just like, hope she's like into the arts, theater, band or something. So the time demand isn't so crazy. Like obviously I'm a sports guy, I love sports, but it's like I see the time demand for young kids and young families. Like, man, that stuff's crazy.
It's crazy. Hold on. We went Dallas, St. Louis, Orlando, and one other city, and that's just for one girl.
Yeah, come
one
on now.
sport.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it's like, and here's your catch-22 when you're talking about making sure that you spend time and are intentional with your time. you also, I know me, I don't want to ever, my dad never told us no when it came to sports.
Mm-hmm.
If we were on a team and they were traveling, we were going.
Sure.
He figured it out.
Right.
You know, and so that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure, and you know, now you're paying for a hotel room,
Sure.
$300-400 a night. Then they charge you $100 to get in and watch your kid. Then you're paying $30 to park.
Yeah.
Then downtown St. Louis or downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
You know, a day.
No doubt.
So and you're paying for meals and all this other stuff, and you know, it takes a lot.
I don't know how you do it, man.
It takes a
I
lot.
don't know how you do it.
You know, you'll see, because you're a competitive guy, you're an athlete, and if your kids are passionate about something, you're going to pour into that.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to pour into that.
No doubt.
So whatever your expenses are now,
Mm-hmm.
triple it.
yeah, right.
You know,
For sure.
triple it.
Right on.
So anyway, listen, I appreciate you coming on.
No doubt.
I'd like to sit down and talk with the owner of the clinic.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we can get that hooked up, no doubt.
You think he would do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sure.
I would love to sit down and pick his brain.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I mean, just because with the autonomy of that sounds like a great deal.
Yeah, that would be a good conversation of owners. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd love to do it.
Totally.
All right, Joseph
man.
Strauss. Joseph, or you go by Joseph or
Joe, you call me Joe.
Joe Strauss. Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it, Frank.
Appreciate you.